weekend. I'm really excited about today's show because on today's show I have two lovely people with me. First of all, Tokes. Hi, Tokes.
Hi.
I'm fine, thank you. And Amber.
Hello, Susie.
Hi, Amber. Guys, thank you so much for coming on the show. I don't know where everybody else is. I'm here in the UK, and here in the UK I would say we've had a funny week, kind of. You know, here in the UK, the sun shines out, so summer has truly started.
Yeah.
The whole world is waiting for the royal baby to come along.
That's it.
The MPs are getting a pay rise of £10,000, which our public workers are not getting. They're
These
on
are
a pay
great news
freeze.
altogether.
And in a more sober mood, Lee Rigby was laid to rest. May his
That's true.
soul rest in peace, and may he not have died in vain. But to get on with the show this evening, I've got two topics, and I'm gonna interweave them. It's gonna work. And the first topic we're gonna be discussing this evening is going to be vitiligo. And vitiligo is a skin condition which Tokes has, and he has, I'll say kindly, because I think it's amazing for somebody to want to come out and talk about a condition that they have that most people don't have, because there needs to be awareness, because nobody ever knows at what point of time in their life it could happen to them. And then after that we're going to talk about black women and hair extensions, and that could be something you never know. We could even throw over to next week if it goes on, because it's quite a big topic. But let's start with vitiligo. Tokes, please, could you tell us, sorry, just before I go into it, can I remind people that this is an interactive show, and don't forget, it's my show, your show, it's our show. It's about us having an open and honest discussion. So please, 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 feel free to ring in if you have anything to add, any questions to ask. The number is going to be it's going to be shown at the bottom of the screen, so please feel free to ring in. We're actually waiting and looking forward to your calls, thank you. So I'm going to start off with asking Tokes to tell us a bit about vitiligo.
Okay, vitiligo is basically a skin condition whereby you begin to lose the color of your skin. You know, whether you're white, black, or Asian, it doesn't matter. Basically, it's just like a pigmentation. You start to just lose the color of your skin. I've had mine now since '97. It started as a small dot on one of my lip, and just started to accelerate. I was told it happens because of the sun, with the sun.
Yeah. Well, I want to say, Tokes, vitiligo is something, and Amber, I'm wondering if you're going to agree with me here, that not many people used to know about. Now, meeting Tokes, I can remember at a very young age seeing some people that had, blotches on their skin, but I was never ever sure what it was about. And then I would say the time that it actually came to my attention that kind of told me what it was about was when Michael Jackson said he had it. But one thing I always struggled with was I never understood how he could have it, because I don't remember seeing any patches on Michael Jackson. Tokes, would you say?
I guess it's that thing of, a lot of people do have it. It's whether they decide to live in isolation of it. I give you a clear example. I believe when Michael Jackson started to have it, he had it on one of his hands. And that's the reason why he started to cover his hand with a glove.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of people don't understand. And also, I guess it's that impact it has. You talk about you saw people with it when you were young. I remember seeing people who live in isolation of it. They do not go out of their homes because they're scared of how people are going to
People's
react.
Yeah,
That's
people
right.
staring and everything else.
That's right.
To just add to what Susie said earlier, basically when Michael Jackson came up with his vitiligo story, would I put it that way, I was even one of the guilty people who did not understand what he was talking about until I met Talks today. So
Yeah.
This is really great to know and to discover that it was actually something serious, because a lot of people thought Michael just wanted to bleach his skin,
Yeah.
and that's it. But there again, it was a choice, because here we can see Talks has
That's
decided to keep
That's
the
right.
two tones.
Yes.
He didn't he did not decide to change the darker side to make it look whiter or whatsoever. So there again, maybe Michael Jackson, I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you what I've just found really interesting. I hope you don't mind me saying this, Stokes, but it's the fact that just before we went on air, you actually informed me that some of your face.
That's right.
You actually, did you say 70% or 60% of your face has
70,
it as well?
70% of my face is actually white, and I'm actually using a makeup called Dermablend just to cover my face. I mean, it's easy for me to actually go white than it is for me to go black. For me to go black, I would have to literally sit in the sun, I was told, you know, in order for it to accelerate the pigmentation. Because I'm on a treatment right now that uses just a cream that I'm using on my skin. And it kind of like, if you see my ears, it used to be white. And what it is, the skin is kind of like, it's coming back. But it's, you know, apparently it takes a long time. Imagine, I've had this now for about 20 years, and so it'll probably take another 20 years if I'm going to try to even attempt. But the same cream I'm using is not working on my fingers, but it's working on my ears because I use my hands to apply it. But I've noticed that nothing happens to my fingers, but it's happening to my ears.
Wow.
Interesting. So actually, Talks is fighting to become blacker.
That's right.
Why some people are fighting to become
no, but
white.
what is also very interesting is the fact that, like you just said just now, when the world first heard that Michael Jackson had it, everybody's reaction was, but hold on, people with vitiligo have patches. I've never seen a patch on Michael Jackson's face. But now that you told me that 60% of your face is actually white and you're using makeup to cover it up, that actually now explains. And Michael Jackson used to wear gloves. And that kind of explains. And I think another interesting thing that you said was the fact that it's only the parts of your body that are exposed to the sun that are actually have the condition. But the rest of your body, I'm not going to ask you to show it to everyone, but the rest of your body is actually normal.
Yes. And I guess that's one of the reasons why you can imagine someone like Michael Jackson being in show business. He's known to be black. Why would somebody just take a decision overnight unless it's something that is beyond his control? And beyond his control, was easier for him to actually turn white than for him to stop the acceleration of the vitiligo, And I think that's one of the biggest reasons why, now we have a lot of people now who've decided to actually just go white and then they move home or move country. But it's easy to just start all over again in areas where people don't know you. I struggle every day when I wake up, face the mirror and decide, okay, I'm going out today. Do I decide to put on the makeup or do I just want to stay in my house?
So can I ask you, do you ever come out without your makeup?
I can't. I panic. I have panic and anxiety. I call it anxieties.
No, anxiety attacks.
Yes.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Even when people knock on my door and I ain't got my makeup, I run upstairs to my, imagine I'm going to hide in my bedroom because I don't know who you are.
I think what it also is, it's also no. But before I say that to you, one thing I wanted to make clear to people. At what stage in your life would you say it started? First, I want to ask you that.
Yeah, I guess it started as a dot in '97 August. I remember being in Nigeria and my dad was asking me about a dot on the corner of my mouth. But it started to have a serious impact on my life around 98, 2000. Then, they were starting to show on my fingers. And I just noticed people just reacting to me. That's when I began to start looking at, because you don't really look at yourself until people react to you, and then you start looking at yourself, and that's when it started to happen in my neck. Yeah, this just happened maybe like about 4 or 5 years ago, but it wasn't like this. Yeah.
Well, and then also, you have other siblings, yeah?
That's right.
How many other siblings?
I have 2 brothers and 1 sister.
Do any of them have?
In fact, there's nobody in my family history that I've searched, because I've searched back to find out more information. There's nobody I know that has it. And
the doctors at any point have they said what's the cause of it? Why?
I remember going to my GP, back in, I think it was around 99, and he just said to me, he doesn't know why it happened, and there's nothing they could do about it. It's only now people, because it's not life-threatening, they don't research, so there's no research. If it's not life-threatening, then no one's going to invest in the research. It's only now that people begin to maybe try to do some research or try to, guess, because there are companies out there who can sell you products whereby you can camouflage it, but it costs a lot of money.
And I guess, what he said, I remember when I was doing the research, one of the things that I read was that it's only 1% of the world that are really affected by this condition, which, like you just said, would reduce the interest in doing research on it because of the percentage.
There's no benefit to it.
Okay, so in that case, would it be maybe on the side of the sufferers, people, would I say suffering, people in the condition of vitiligo, would it be better maybe if they can transform some little groups to create the awareness about it so that people don't, attach a stigma to it because it's part of you, it's part of your life.
Yeah.
So you can't, since for now they're not going to invest on any research about it, hopefully maybe soon. Should people now begin to understand what is vitiligo and how to just accept
what
people.
treatments are out there for
That's it, because it could happen to anyone.
It could happen to you or me, it sounds like.
I tell you what has been done is every June the 25th, which was the same day when Michael Jackson passed away, they're trying to use that same day as a day of Vitiligo Awareness Day, and there is a petition online for people to kind of like sign, because they're trying to get about a million or 10,000 signatures on the petition just to lobby the World Health Organization so they could just set it aside as a as a Vitiligo Awareness Day.
Yeah.
So just be an international thing.
They need to, because seriously, until I met Talks today, I would have never understood what is vitiligo. I thought Michael Jackson was just.
I thought
making
he
some
was having a
excuses,
laugh,
and he just wanted to be
wanted to
white
bleach,
because of the
exactly.
showbiz and blah blah blah. And here we go, he created something whereby everybody wants to change the color of their skin.
Yeah.
This is serious.
Yeah.
This is serious. And, I'm glad to be here today. Thanks, Susie.
No.
At least I've learned something really positive.
Need to thank Tokes for coming because I'm really. Tokes, would you say that your facial skin was a bit like that?
That's about as even mine is, this is good, mine is worse than this.
Wow, and I think it's good that people can hear you say that and see
That's
you.
Lee Thompson. That's Lee Thomas.
He's
He's a broadcaster in the United States. He works for Fox as a broadcaster, and he's been one of the pioneers of people actually making people more aware of vitiligo around the world. He goes all over the place, talking to people about the condition and his impact on him. Because every day when he goes into work, he has to apply the makeup before he goes in front of the camera.
Wow. I'll say the only thing that I can say that your wife must enjoy is the fact that you know how long it takes her to put her makeup on. Of course. As well. You understand. But the only problem is you guys are going to be struggling for the mirror. Yes, so I'm sure you've got a big mirror.
I purposely, we've got 2 large mirrors in the house just for me.
Oh, bless. And also, I think it's very important for people to understand that people who have the condition vitiligo have no other health issues. No other health issues
nothing at all
are associated with it. And I'll tell you, it's really good because, like Amber was just saying, I think it's really important that such things are taken into schools. Because all you need, where they say 1% of the world, suffer from vitiligo, then you imagine a child in a school will be lucky if there's 2 of them in the school, who have the same condition and the type of experiences they would go through. And, apart from people looking at you, because I'm sure you get that a lot. That happens on a regular basis. As soon as you step out your door, there's some people
actually stare.
That stare. But the worst people you can ever get are kids.
Yeah, because
the kids will be like, "Mummy, did you see that man? Mum, what's wrong with that man?"
I always get that, and I just and I like children when they do that, but that's innocent and that's honest.
Exactly.
It's the adults. Children when they point, it's easy for them to oh yes, I got vitiligo. This my skin is just changing.
But Talks, you'd be surprised how many adults are ignorant.
Very. Adults are worse.
Yeah.
Adults make me feel so uncomfortable. They make me want to run.
Do you know what, Tux? I hope your wife won't mind. Can I hold your hand? But no, I hope your wife I hope that Mrs. I'm sorry. I just wanted to. No, because it's
You
like.
want to touch how
Yeah,
it feels?
I want to
I've been
touch
tempted
it
because it's
because
actually
it
white.
feels. It's.
I just realized
It's no
that,
different
yeah,
from mine. It's a visual thing.
It's
It's
actually
not a physical thing. It makes no difference. Your skin is no different from mine, apart from part of it is white and part of it is dark. And you know, when I look at your hands, it reminds me of my white friends, and then I look at this part, it reminds me of mine. So
it's actually really white.
yeah, it is. It is actually.
It's actually a white.
Yeah.
So it's not even gone. It's not even. You've not even gone light skinned. You've gone from brown to white.
White.
Yeah.
Wow.
Interesting.
And it just starts as a dot, like a dot
Can
like
you
that,
imagine?
and it just starts to just accelerate and accumulate together.
And
so
at what
even
point?
this makes me understand now the difference of skin colors around the world.
Well, I can understand why
Well,
Michael
this
Jackson was white now. I can actually
Because
understand.
he wasn't white, it was actually vitiligo
Because
white. When you look at
This
it,
was
yes.
this was Michael Jackson's
Absolutely.
colour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we actually thought it's a result of
And we
the,
thought it was
the product,
bleaching, that it was rich and
But I don't even
bleached.
think no bleaching product can get you to that stage.
No, not without
No.
making your skin red and
That's it.
That's
But
right.
because this
Yeah.
is naturally
That's it.
white,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
and so that's
Interesting.
why he used to wear the gloves,
Gloves to hide
the
that
mask,
the
the
mask
socks.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is.
Wow.
Do you know what? I really wish, and part of me wishes that when Michael Jackson was alive, he brought more awareness about it.
Vitiligo.
But I think that he felt very conscious about it.
And funny enough, sorry to cut you.
No, that's okay.
His driver, one of his drivers had it as well.
Are you serious?
Yes, one of Michael Jackson's driver, I can't remember his name now, but he used to drive his limousine, work for Michael Jackson. He had vitiligo as well. And that's why I think it was easier for Michael Jackson to make that decision to just go white.
Yeah.
No,
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said to you before, Tokes, I know someone that knew you early in the 90s, and he said to me that, hi, sorry, it seems like we have a call coming through. Hi, good evening.
Hello.
Hi, good evening. Sorry, who am I speaking to?
Hi, this is Cliff.
Hi, Lee.
Yeah.
Yes, Cliff.
Cliff.
Yeah, hi.
Hi.
Look, first of all, can you hear me well there?
Go on. I can hear you very well. We can hear you, yeah?
Okay. Well, Susie, thank you very much for another good show for today.
Yeah.
And I would like to also thank the brother that is on the show today, and Amber as well. It's a very good show, and I think the brother is very brave, and I congratulate him to come and raise awareness as well.
Sorry. Cliff,
I
can you
have
talk
one-
up a bit, please? Sorry.
Yeah, the gentleman was saying earlier that it's easier for him to go white rather than black.
Hi, Cliff, sorry. Cliff, I am so sorry to interrupt you. Have you got your laptop or your computer on? Could you turn it down, please?
Yeah, hi, I've just moved away from the computer. Can
No,
you hear me
turn
now?
it down because it will interfere. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to ask the brother. He said something, if I got it right earlier on, that it's easier for him to turn white rather than to try to struggle to stay black.
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask, does he have like ethical issues, or would it not be easier for him to just turn whiter while remaining his African identity?
Oh, he himself, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess you see, I'm a black man and I'm proud as a black man. So for me to then depigmentate myself to become white, I think that would be very hard for my children and for people to be able to identify with me. I'd rather this than just be actually white. That makes sense to you?
Yeah, it does, of course. Yeah.
Cliff.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, no, thank you so much
Thank
for
you
ringing
for
in.
calling.
Thank you.
Okay, good show. Thank you very much.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you very much. Well, no. At the end of the day, you know what? You're black, you're proud to be black, and you want to stay black.
Yeah,
and if
that's,
it means...
that's a very good point he made
Yeah.
there, because, you know, if you decide to totally change the color and go white, you know, how the kids deal with that, you know, it's like
Yeah.
a psychological...
Hi, sorry, seems like we have... Oh, sorry, go on. Yeah.
It's like psychological effects on
Yeah,
the family
that's
and
right,
that's
everybody around. So,
That's right.
I mean, Michael Jackson must have had big challenges taking the decision to go white. Totally.
Yeah,
white.
and especially when you were on the platform he was on, because he was seen as the king to many people.
Yeah.
And then you can imagine the gloves, the socks, the speculations that came, the insults that came.
Well, I believe if I was him, I would have stayed like that for a while, so people could actually see what was affecting him.
No, but you're forgetting something. Being a star, you believe that you need to be perfect.
That's right.
So you can't even, as a star, they don't want anyone to see even a pimple on their face. Not to talk of a white blemish. Don't forget, I think there was a time, there's a whole long story about Michael Jackson of what, like when he had pimples.
Yes.
And how he dealt with it.
Yes.
So you can imagine if he struggled through puberty with pimples to find out. I mean, Tokes, you know what he went through, even though it's on a lower platform, but you have to like kind of magnify your one by thousands to get to.
But here talks is accepting his condition,
Well,
and
but
it's,
it's
here
easier.
here is somebody who is signed to a contract, multi-billion contract with Sony Records.
Yeah.
You know, they're expecting him to, you know, to produce things, music. You know, it's an image. You know, they're sitting down with the executive. They decided they made that decision for him. I even believe.
I'm probably sure.
You know,
Should
it's like,
be
you know,
said.
do we, you know, how would this go with the
We-
public?
They'd be like,
You know,
we can't have the
that's
king
right.
of pop, you know, having blemishes on his
This is
skin.
it.
No, it needs to be covered up. And that must probably pay for his doctors. in
This
the
is
first
it.
place.
You know, this is the same person who's, you know, may God, you know, bless his soul, is
Yeah.
dead because of the medication that was given by
Yeah.
a doctor because of the pressure
Wow.
to perform. You know,
Do you know what? I think talking to you, and I don't know about anybody else out there, I don't know about you, Amber, but talking to Tokes actually gives me a bigger insight to Michael Jackson's life than
Definitely.
I have ever received.
Definitely.
Because nobody knew he was struggling. I say the honest truth, Tokes. When we said that we were going to do Vitiligo, I thought, well, this is going to last for 15 minutes, because obviously I didn't take on board the psychological side of it. I did think about it, the psychological side of it. You know, it's a whole big thing, because now I'm looking at you and I'm thinking, Tokes has overcome the skin condition in a sense. You know, of course, you will still have issues about it. You know, whatever is inflicted on us in life, we turn around and we say, why me? Out of millions of people, why did you pick me?
That's right.
But like, when you go up for an interview,
That's what I was going
because
to
you can't wear gloves, you don't want to wear gloves because it
Yeah.
pulls attention to you. And you said to me you work with young people. Now I've worked with young people before, and they can be, and the type of young people you work with and I've worked with are very
That's
insensitive
it.
to people's feelings. So you tell me, how do you deal with that on an everyday? Because I just think it helps some other people
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah, it's strange and funny in the sense that I consider myself blessed, and what do I mean by that? I've never had issue with work, you know, whether in terms of seeking employment, gaining employment, and even at work, engaging young people or whether my colleagues. For some reason, people talk about, I see you. I don't see, you know, the
They see the
vitiligo.
strength in you.
That's why I
Your
see
strength.
you know, your approach, you know, your mannerism. Those are the things that first come to light. And I don't see you, and that is what keep me going, kept me
Wow.
going, because you know those who are around me, the people I'm engaged with, they don't see the vitiligo. In fact, I guess I see it more than they do, but they just see me as tops and just
Okay, I
work
see.
with me.
And I think it's also very important, because I think this is helpful to a lot of people out there, to point out the fact that you work with kids that can be very difficult, that can be very insensitive, and there is a way to actually overcome even their discrimination that they could have against you. Because I mean, I've worked with these teenagers before,
Yeah.
and I can remember going into work and they're like, "Oh, you silly fat cow,"
That's it.
you know, and you
I
have to
work
be.
with them sometime as well. I know they can be very.
They'll be like, My friend Amber is 6'4". Sorry, Amber, I had to say that. She is 6'4", so I can imagine those teenage ages go,
yeah.
you tall cow.
The giraffe, you know, so.
Oh, they call you a giraffe.
I take that, you know, I was called like that since I was young, and you know, I grew up with it, and I'm happy to be the tall giraffe. So is that how you take it, actually?
Yeah.
And once you decide to use what people call you, you know, as
for yourself and not
it.
against
So
yourself.
that's it. So they can't do anything about it. So it's well done, folks.
No, I'm really impressed because at the end of the day, like you said, it's interesting that you don't mind people seeing your hands, you don't mind people seeing your feet, you don't mind people seeing your neck, and you come out and you get on a train. You go to parties, you go to the market, you go to the supermarket, you go everywhere, you go to work, and everybody can see that. Yet, family or someone you know would knock on your door, but you would never like them to see your face. Could I ask you, what is that about?
I think that's more about me and about my confidence in terms of how much do I want you to know me. You know, I draw a lot of strength from my children and my wife, who's been great supporter of me, and it's like sometimes it's like I feel like I don't want to embarrass you. It's that, you know, it's a reaction, isn't it? You've never seen me, you know me as this, and then all of a sudden, you know, I expose myself to you as I really am. It'll be like, whoa, what happened to you?
Really, to be honest, the few people I've seen with patches like that, I always thought they got burned. Or, you know,
yeah,
the fire.
that is it.
I never thought that is actually the vitiligo.
Right.
So,
but it's amazing. I mean, I've got a burn here, and when you look at it, it's totally different, isn't it? It's the skin is it's totally different when you compare that and that. They are two total different things. But like you said, in spite of that, when you see it first, just like you, I'm like, oh, what an awful burn.
I say it's
and
ignorance.
You never ever. It's ignorance again, and it's sad because there are loads of people who have different conditions, and because a majority of people don't suffer from it,
that's it, and they don't understand.
There's no awareness about it.
So I think docs are really.
I think you've got a big job on your hands.
That's what I was going to say. So
yeah.
Do you engage in activities or programs to
I
let
do.
people know
I do.
about vitiligo?
I do, and this is one of the reasons why I actually came onto this show. It is trying to just draw more attention and more awareness. I use Facebook as a platform to kind of like promote myself.
Well, Facebook has billions of users out there. Yeah, it's a big worldwide.
You know, just to talk to people and to be more open about the vitiligo, and I think that's what I'm trying to do more of, especially within the African community.
That's another thing I wanted to ask you. Actually, do you know what? I've got so many questions that when I sat at home, I didn't want to ask, but now I've got you in front of me and you're talking to me, there's so much I want to ask. Now, one of them is, do you go to Nigeria often?
I do, and the last time I went, boy, what a struggle it was. Funny enough, it's like, I think here, the Nigerians here react more than back at home, because...
Are you serious?
At Nigeria, it was, apart from me sweating, people didn't care. People just did not care. You know, they're just like...
Well, I think that's because back home there's different kind of conditions as well, and like, you know, they might not even know that is vitiligo. They might even think it's a bad burn or something. So I believe they don't even understand what it is. But because I think they used to, you know, back home you see a lot of different kind of conditions.
Yeah.
Sorry, Amber's from Gabon.
Yeah.
Why me and Tokes are from Nigeria? Sorry, we've got another call. Hi, good evening. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, I know that voice. Hello, Olu. Hello.
How are you?
Are you still there?
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. What do you have to contribute this evening, Olu?
I can't hear you properly, you know.
You can't hear me properly.
Yeah.
I can hear you. Can you hear me now?
Little by little.
Sorry, hello?
Hello.
Can you hear me now? What do you have for us this evening?
I can't hear you. I just...
Oh. Do you want to call us back?
Okay, let me call you back.
Oh, please. Thank you, Olu. You know what? It's usually the other way around. It's usually I can't hear them and they can hear me.
Yeah,
This
but
time
today,
it's yeah. But no, what was I saying? I think no, you were talking just before.
Yeah, I was saying that
Sorry.
if the people back home don't react as much as the people here, I believe
Hi, sorry, I think
it's back. The guy's back.
Yeah. Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Hi. Who am I speaking to?
Hi, good evening.
Hi, who am I speaking to, please?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. I just wanted to say good evening to everybody seated there. Folks, I must say you just opened my eyes to something that I've always seen.
Thank you.
The first thing I see if I see someone like you before today was like, oh, you had some accident, like a burn.
Yeah.
Not looking at it as a skin condition called vitiligo. Just the first thing that comes to mind is, oh, they've had some accident, maybe hot water poured on them when they were a child or something. But now, this is an eye-opener, and I want to say thank you very much for this information. By the way, my name is Ivan.
Hi, Ivan.
How are you doing, Susie?
Hi, Ivan.
Thank you very, very much. This is it's a good show, and I'm enjoying listening to everything you've been saying. Dedication, I think you should just keep this up and let people know more about this. Well done. Thank you, folks.
Thank you.
Bless you all.
Okay, thanks a lot, Ivan.
I'll be listening. I'll try and call back again with the other black women and hair extensions, if you don't mind.
I don't think we're going to be hitting that topic now, you know. Thanks.
I think you should brush it.
I think,
I think you should
Okay, no
mention it
problem.
today because
Have a
we
good
promised
evening.
it.
Okay, Ivan. No, I think, do you know what? I think that you have just overwhelmed me, and I must say that I admire your spirit and your strength, because since we have another call. Hi, good evening.
Good evening, Susie.
Hi, sorry, who's that?
It's Olu.
Hi, Olu, I thought it was you. I think you changed your voice a bit there.
Anyways, right.
How are you, Olu?
I'm feeling fine. I'm enjoying your program and I'm enjoying the football show.
Thank you. What do you have to contribute tonight?
I have nothing to say. The last call I've said it all.
Oh.
The same as me. Anytime I see something like this, I thought it's the person that be playing with fire or something like that, you know. But for him telling us this today, I'm moved, and thank you for bringing it out. So I will stop accusing people for playing with fire or pour hot water in their body.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say.
Thank
Oh,
you.
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I hope your hair is not the Brazilian blade that they sell for £2,000.
I think we need to start.
Olu, thank you so much, Honey Pie.
I think we need to start it and
Yes.
probably carry on next time.
Yes, it was
Do you
true.
know what? I promise to start it on one condition. And do you know what that's going to be? That you are going to come back, because I believe that because you can watch the show on a later date if you miss this one. I believe that we're going to have a lot of viewers who are actually going to watch it, and they're going to have a lot of questions that they are going to want to ask. So please, will you come back? Thank you very much. No, Tobes, I want to say a big thank you. You've actually got me all welling up, bless. Oh. I want to say a big thank you to you, and I want to say that I hope that anybody out there watching or are going to watch later on, I hope that you, gain a lot of strength from Tokes. And, even if you have a condition that is different, I think Tokes has shown you that, you know what, anybody that does not accept you the way you are, then they're not worth your time. Because at the end of the day, what makes a person is their heart, their personality. And if they take a look at you and think, oh, because of how you look, I'm not going to be friends with you, and there's no need. Yeah. But no, thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that. I'm really grateful for that. Thank you. Thank you, Amber. I think we both learned something.
Definitely. Thanks for coming today. Thank you, Docs.
Now, the next topic, which I squeezed in because I didn't think we were going to, really get deep into this, as we did, is black women and hair extensions. when I say hair extensions, I'm talking about Brazilian hair. I'm talking about Brazilian hair. I'm talking about Moravian hair. Is it Moravian or Moroccan? I don't know. I don't use them. Wigs. I use a wig. I feel no shame to say. But no. Now I found this, and I thought, oh, this sounds nice. I'll read it out to start the topic off. And it says, and I want people to say, do you believe it? Is it true? And it's just because, you know, that hair market is a multi-billion-pound market. There are people living in mansions, driving Phantoms, my favourite car, a nice little baby Phantom, because of us spending our pennies.
Yes.
Now, it says here that a real black woman is natural, and that shows. No, sorry, I got that a bit wrong. Right, hold on a sec. It says here, sorry, a real black woman is natural. Can you honestly look at yourself Can you look at yourself in the mirror in natural form and say, I love myself, or I am happy and content with what I see? And the answer that the person gave was, I don't think many of you ladies, you black ladies, including me out there, can say yes. Amber, what do you think about us black ladies and hair extensions and neglecting to show our natural, God-given
Well,
hair?
I don't really agree with the fact that people will generally say that black women are neglecting to show the natural side of their beauty, because already back in ancient Africa, we used to use a lot of enhancement things to enhance our hairstyle,
yeah,
or even our appearance, you know,
yeah,
the clothes that we were wearing. So it was part of the culture. So to always add things up to spice it up, because black people are just about creativity. They love creating and inventing, and you know,
yeah,
make something just a bit perfect. You know, they just want to reach that little perfection.
yeah.
So I wouldn't say that black women are lacking of the natural side of their beauty
Yeah.
because of them wearing extension like me right now. So
Wow, your ones are long.
I've got long extension.
Whoa.
But here I am, I still look like a proper African woman.
Yeah.
I'm not looking fake. No matter what, I don't know, somebody should challenge me. I'm not looking fake. I look Afro natural.
Yeah, yeah. I think, do you know what? I think that
I'm going to
question,
come back to that, yeah.
Yeah, but I think that question, a lot more of the time, is geared towards this phrase around, it seems we've got a caller. Hi, good evening. Hi, good evening.
Hello.
Hi, Olu.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. What would you like to say about black women and hair extensions, Olu?
When some people remove that hair, you go run.
Olu, what do you mean by that?
You see, when some people remove that Brazilian or Chinese hair that they put in their hair, in the morning you go take risks. You understand? You won't wait to see it again. I understand what the lady is saying, that natural black woman. Yeah. When a woman is going, let it look natural so that you won't wake up the next morning, she will look different to where she looked the day before, you know, before she put, and after she remove it. Do you understand my point? Yeah. I think you get me now. Look at yours now. It's semi-natural because you coil it. It make you look a little bit posh.
Oh, me, thank
But
you.
it make you look posh. That's you. But when some people do their own, yeah, you go take risk. When you see them, you say, it's a beautiful man with this. So, but when they remove it, you will start seeing, you start want to change your mind.
Okay,
What about
Olu,
going out with them?
I just want to answer Olu.
Yeah.
Olu, I would have to disagree with you there, because you're trying to say that black women are looking ugly.
Oh, we've lost them, it looks like.
Yeah.
Keep on, keep
What
on.
he's trying to say there is like, once we take out the extension, that's it, we look horrible, and I don't think so. And I've met a lot of ladies out there wearing extension, and when they take them out, they still look pretty.
Exactly.
Like I explained earlier, wearing extension is being part of ancient Africa.
Yeah.
If you do a little bit of research, you find out that back in Egypt, back in in few centuries back, even in southern part of Eastern Africa or southern part of Africa, even in West Africa,
Yeah.
they used to make some wigs with fibers or
Wool,
whatever
the wool-like
fabrics.
material, yeah.
The Maasai. Some of these people were wearing some kind of enhancement for, and it meant something.
Yeah.
Sometimes each type of wigs had a meaning. One was maybe before childbirth or a woman just getting married. So it's something that we've used to, is always been there.
Yeah.
It's just a modernization that brought a different type
Yeah.
of hair enhancement. So it's part of us, but it doesn't make us black women being ugly.
But I'll tell you what I think. I think there's this craze around being Brazilian, Peruvian,
Indian.
Mongol. I haven't seen the Indian one.
There is
that
Indian
Indian?
virgin.
Indian Virgin. Oh, bless the Indian Virgin and Mo something, Moroccan or whatever they are.
That's it.
And
Russian. There's
Russian.
Yeah.
But the thing is, these ladies, I'm going to ask you, Turks, as a man, but the thing is, a lot of my fellow ladies out there, when they come out with their Brazilian hair, boy, they look like they've got 3 people's heads of hair on their head, and it is hitting their bottom, their waist, places where our hair is not going, and sometimes it does not suit them. Sometimes it does. But Tokes, as a man, you tell me, what do you think about our ladies and their hair extensions?
As a man...
Sorry, Tokes, it looks like someone's just got in before
They
you.
only
Hi.
do us,
Hi, good evening.
Yeah, hi, this is Danny.
Sorry?
Hello, Susie.
Hi.
Yeah, hi. Good evening, Susie and your guest.
Good evening.
I just wanted to, share, a view on the issue of hair extension. I think I take Amber's point with regard to, African people using some kind of hair enhancement, natural African-based sort of, extension to enhance their beauty and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But I think there's a great difference when we look at the type of extension that the young ladies they are using. It's very different to the type of extension or beauty enhancement that you can still find, as Amber said, with the Maasai ladies and some.
Or the type that Amber has on.
Sorry.
Or the type that Amber has on.
Like exactly. Because the type of extension that Amber is using, that's very typically African, because one of the things that does is that it also helps hair grow. But what we are finding on the market today, whether it's Brazilian or whether it's plastic, artificial, it's not just enhancing beauty, but there's also a degree of black ladies trying to Europeanize themselves and trying to look more European with European type sort of hair, rather than enhancing and maintaining and making a statement of their Africanness as well.
Yeah.
And I think there's a slight, if you want, like sort of a gray area and a slight nuance that we need to make clear, that it's not about just hair extension for the sake of it, but it's also, we have to try to maintain that Africanity and use extension in a way that is consistent with our Africanness, just like Amber is using there. So what we're finding on the market, I'm not going to repeat that point again, but what we're finding on the market is that African ladies are trying to look like European lady with European style hair. And that's what seems to be a great social problem within our communities. And I think that's very important as African ladies bleaching their skin. I wonder what you could share with regard to maybe the nuance that I've just wrote in the debate there, Susie.
Sorry, say that again? I didn't hear that part, sorry.
The last bit, yeah.
Hello?
I didn't hear the last bit, sorry.
No, yes, I was just basically maybe asking you to, maybe have some comment about, the fact that the type of extension or beauty enhancement that Amber is using at the moment, which is consistent with the type of natural hair she has, but which also has I would call therapeutic aspect, which is helping the hair grow as well. Is slightly different than the type of and which is becoming mainstream within the black community, the type of long European style extension, which is not promoting the Africanness within these ladies. And that is probably why the gentleman was saying that, when these African ladies of today are using the European type extension, when they take them off, and the African side is not really looking as glamorous or as great as the European style extension were sort of giving them the credit for. And I think we need to, without criticizing, without stigmatizing, we need to be able to convey the message that we should encourage an African sort of a consistent hair extension rather than European style hair extension for African culture and African identity.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. Sorry, what was your name again?
Danny.
Danny, thank you so much for that. That is quite informative, actually. Thank you so much for that.
Okay.
All right then. Good night. Thank you.
Right.
I think, Tugs, one of the things I was going to say to you was, one of the things I was reading a few blogs and a few stuff around black women wearing weaves, hair extension. Now, one lady actually said that she believes that there are 4 reasons why black women wear, mainly this Brazilian, Peruvian, bless it, hair. I tell you, they go mad for it in the market.
They do.
I tell you.
And it's so expensive.
It's so expensive. I could go to China and become a millionaire overnight if I wanted to. But no, and she was saying that one of the reasons why she feels they do it is 1, self-hate. 2, to look Eurocentric. 3, to meet a standard of beauty. And 4, to gain acceptance of black men. Now, what is your feeling around it as a man?
I'm glad you said the acceptance of black men. I look at my wife, and one thing that my wife does not do is wear those long extensions. You can go on my Facebook, go through all her pictures, she will not wear it because I don't like it. I see a beauty in a woman with her hair. It's so important that the hair has to be natural. If it's not natural, then it's like this. This is how I recognize a black woman.
Oh God, so where does that leave me?
I mean, I guess, the point is, who are we trying to please? If we as men...
Sorry, it seems like we've got... Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you, Susie?
Hi, I'm fine. Julie.
Jules,
sorry.
Hi,
How are you? How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Oh, what would you like to say, darling?
Right, first of all, my compliment to Tuck, is it?
Thank you, yeah.
Thank you for sharing your experiences with us because it's actually opened my eyes to a few things. Thank you for that. Susie knows me, I'm very bold. I would come to you and ask you, and I know most adults would do that. I would come and ask, oh, what's wrong with your skin, or get burned, or whatever it was. So I applaud you for your courage in coming out today and sharing your experience. And I also applaud you for making us aware of the condition as it is. Most people will look at it as a disease or something like that, but it's actually not a disease. It's actually a condition, and that's what people need to realize and appreciate, So for that, yes. The other part I'm going to go to now is the hair. I'm one for wearing long hair.
Brazilian?
Or short hair, or have it twisted, looking natural. What I do not do is go out and buy expensive weave, and I can still walk out with my hair looking good. So the pavilion, is it pavilion? I don't even know what they're called half the time.
Oh, no, I just know the Brazilian one.
We see them, I laugh at some of them. Even though I wear hair extensions, some of them just look very, very bad.
Yeah. So unnatural, yeah.
They don't look natural. some of them are put in and they don't look natural. So, you know, I don't know. I'm quite disappointed with some of them. But then, when you're saying Nigerian women, it's not only Nigerian women. You've got the Jamaicans, you've got the...
No, we didn't say Nigerian, we said black.
Extensions, you know, so don't just associate it with African women.
No, we're talking
All
about...
women wear extensions.
I guess what we're doing, Jules, is we're focusing on
Sorry,
black
I cannot
women.
hear you at all.
Oh, you can't hear me?
No, I can't hear anything you're saying. It's really, I can just hear bits and pieces and it's breaking up.
Oh, sorry about that.
Shame.
Don't worry. I will. When I see you, I'll be telling you. But Jules, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
go ahead.
that's-
No, I
Yeah.
guess, you know, it's like who's benefiting? You know, is it the market, the people that actually putting it on the market? Because, like, you know, they're targeting, you know, black women, and I guess it's black men needs to stand up and say to our black women that, you know, you're beautiful how you are
And we don't
with your
want it.
hair, and we don't want those long hair and extensions. You know, it's just not natural.
Yeah, but do all black men not want it? Because at the end of the day, you get a case whereby you get the black men. They go out. Let's say they see 3 women. One has a bald head, totally bald. One has a few dreadlocks, and another one has a long Brazilian weave.
weave.
And they go for the one with the long Brazilian weave.
But who wants to go home with somebody after you've been home with them and they're going
Sorry,
back
it seems
home?
like we've got another call. Hi, good evening.
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah. I'm supporting Tokumbo, what he said.
Hi, sorry, can you talk up a bit?
That we should tell them to stop wearing it so that we stop buying it, so we can save our money. You get me? So
Is this
they're not
Olu
buying
again?
the wig, if they're not paying for the wig,
can save
some men will be saving their money. Yeah, I support him.
That's right.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're right. Spot on.
I can't
You know,
hear you.
it's, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, it's that thing. You know, do you want to take somebody home? They have to take off their wig.
No, they don't take off. But you can see that you haven't been out with one that has Brazilian hair before. They don't take it off. It's sewn to the head or glued to the head.
Exactly.
It stays for 3 months.
So are you telling me, you know, I love to run my fingers through my wife's hair?
Yeah, you're
you
running
know,
through the rows.
and you don't get stuck.
That's
No, what
it.
gets stuck? You're running through. You get tangle-free ones nowadays.
it.
The more money you're willing to spend, you get tangle-free, so you can run your hand through them. All it is that you won't feel the scalp. You'll feel the
rows.
stitchings, the rows.
Yeah, you want to feel the scalp. That's the
Is
reason why
it?
you run your hand.
Then the
Yes,
woman might
yes.
tell you, well, run your hand through your hair then you feel the scalp.
Susie, I just want to say something
Yeah.
in regard to some of the comments that's been made tonight
Yeah.
regarding the black women and the craziness of the Brazilian and
Yeah.
Peruvian and all the other waves. To be honest, I think the media has played a big part.
Massive.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
because they've been doing a lot of damages, showing a lot of images of our so-called role models,
Yeah.
Beyonce and
Naomi Campbell,
Nicki
Nicki
and
Minaj.
all of them. So showing them with these hair and they're looking sexy and they're looking hot, and our young black women are watching it, even
Yeah.
us, mature black women, and we feel like this is how we should look.
And the
Because-
thing is also, you see other women, if you're going out to a party and you know a whole load of other women are going to be, you know, with this long hair, most women are going to follow suit because that's what
To be
life
honest,
is
Susie,
about,
I
copying.
don't follow and I don't
No,
copy.
I
That's
don't
a good
either.
thing
I can't
about
be
me.
bothered.
And as much as I like seeing it on them, sometimes it depends how it's done.
Yeah.
I wouldn't follow the craze because everybody's doing it. But unfortunately, most of the women out there are doing it.
Yeah. Oh, so it seems like we have another call coming in. Hi, good evening.
Hello, it's Olu again. They keep on cutting off. I don't know
Oh,
why.
sorry. Did we cut you off? Finish off what you were going to say, Olu.
Okay, let me do a quick one here.
Yeah, because we've only got a few minutes left anyway.
Yeah. I have to say the truth and nothing but the truth. One lady used the wig or the attachment, it looks so beautiful. That's the truth out of it. Just that if the mans are buying it, it's very annoying. But if they are buying it by themselves, it's nice. They put on the wig, the one they put on the wig costs about £35, and there's one that costs about £2,000. That's the Brazilian one. I know how much they're selling them. You know, I have a daughter here.
Oh,
so I
Brazilian
know-
hair costs about
I used to go to the shop
£200.
and I
Well,
know
it
the
depends.
prices.
Depends.
It depends. If you need a lot of bunches,
I
then you
can't
will
hear
spend
you
more
then.
money.
What
I
do
know
you say?
somebody will spend like £4,000.
Wait. Yeah, go on. Go on, Olu.
I think it's gone.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, I
made
think
his
it's good.
point.
It's well, this is it. But the thing is,
£4,000.
yeah, because the hair is quite expensive. I mean, people have found a kind of new way. They go to China, or they don't go to the shops. They get people bring it from China now, and
No,
it's a bit cheaper.
the reason why they're spending that much as well is because they want the different
They
types,
want it to
because
be thicker, longer.
They have the curly one, they have the straight
Straight
ones, they
one,
have the blonde
long
one,
one.
and even the fringe. So each costs money. So even if you want to change look all the time, so you're gonna have to spend on each
Yeah.
specific type. So that's
I wish an African country can actually produce it so we can actually benefit from it then. But it just seems
No, but
like
you
another
can't-
country is benefiting from
Where's-
our money.
no talks. That this is actually people's hair.
Are you sure it's not synthetic? It's not like they're-
Some of
They're
them are synthetic.
synthetic,
Some of them are human hair, and we don't know. They tell us that they're human hair, but we don't know how human they
No,
are.
they're human hair, Susie.
Well, I don't see no Peruvian, Brazilian people walking around bald headed. So I don't know whether
it's
they
not
are
in this country.
actually. Yeah,
seen,
in Brazil,
yeah,
I've never seen.
No, I have to explain something here. There's been a program on TV, even in the magazine and newspapers. There's some sects in Asia
Yeah.
where the guru of the sects would tell his people to bring their hair and sacrifices to their god in exchange.
Sacrifice it.
Yes, it's like a sacrifice they're doing. For example, if there's a woman looking for a child, so you could actually see them. I'll bring some pictures for you. They're all bald-headed. They go and they shave their hair off completely, donate it. So they're actually donating the hair for free in a so-called sacrifice bait in exchange of whatever they're praying for. And he collects them, and he's got a whole industry working on them. They will wash it. There's a whole process. They will disinfect
Strand
it,
by
and
strand.
then they start tying it on a piece of string to make it like a proper ribbon.
Wow.
And they have different types depending on the type of the hair. So the more the better the quality of the hair, the more expensive. So they classify it, first quality, second quality, third quality, So and this is how it goes.
Do you know what?
You'll be shocked.
That is awful. Now, for some reason or the other, I have never ever worn Brazilian hair in my life. And now that you have just told me this, I shall never be wearing it. But I hope that a lot of you ladies out there walking around with your Brazilian hair realize that you may be wearing sacrificial hair.
Yes.
That somebody has, donated so that they will have a baby, so that they will make money, so that they will. So, guys, I hope this will make people think
it's all
twice.
good because when they buy it, you can pray and you bless it in the name of Yahushua.
Well, when you buy the hair, you bless it.
Yes, you bless it and it becomes.
Guys, you know what?
Honestly,
Sadly
it's
enough, I believe and I think that we have had loads of fun this evening, and you'd be surprised the hour is up.
Well, I'm gonna probably try the Brazilian hair next time. Or I think I'm gonna go. I think the Asian one will suit you.
Oh
Susie.
God, I'll try. And Tokes, you can glue it as well, you know. But no, I want to say a big, massive thank you, Tokes.
Thank you.
Thank
No,
you so much. You have taught me a lot, and I hope you have taught myself, Amber, our production team, and a whole load of people out there a lot. Amber, thank you so much. You've taught me a lot as
Thank
well. My
you.
God,
It was
it's
fun
been a
being
learning
here.
process for me this evening. And I want to say big thank you to the production team. Thank you, guys. And a big, massive thank you to all the people that phoned in, to all our viewers. Thank you so much. Meet you here, same time next week, Friday. Good night and thank you.